Hello everyone, we are 3.5 minutes away from State of the Game with myself, Yannick, and Trick. We have some cool things to chat about. Yannick has a nice little nugget of information I can't wait for him to chat about. Let's just test their microphones. Yannick, Trick, do you copy?
Yes.
Hello, I do copy.
Yes. Hello.
It does seem to be working, so that's good news.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well.
good. Pixie has abandoned me, so she has stepped away and will be harder to put on camera. I'm very frustrated. Rude.
I'm glad you're here,
Never
Yannick.
work with cats or children.
People were asking last week, where's Yannick?
I am here. I am here and I will try to blink.
It's actually not Yannick. It's a really, really convincing Yannick impersonator that we've hired.
It's actually a VTuber.
Yes, exactly.
This is the extremely convincing VTuber 3D model of Yannick.
Yep, 100%. All right, we will be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere unless you really need to go pee. That's probably important to get out of the way right now. All right, see you in a sec. Bye. Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Game number 176. My name's Hamish and it is the 2nd of December. We're already in what should be the holiday season. I feel bad that we didn't actually set up some kind of mood lighting. Yannick, Trick, hello. Happy holidays.
Hello, I've hung Christmas lights in the other room, establishing Fort Christmas, the sacred place of Christmasing.
Yeah, I feel like we've missed an opportunity. Christmas. Yannick, remember when in like the old setup we hung extra lights and everything, and then they stayed up all year anyway? Oh damn! Now I feel stupid. I'll see what I can dig out.
Back when we used to stream from the studio.
Yeah, the old studio. I haven't even been to the new studio.
Oh,
crazy times, 2020. Anyway, as much as I know people love to hear us musing about times past, well, let's get into the reason people are here, which is the Division stuff. So, very easily, there was no maintenance this week, so you didn't miss anything there. But we are getting closer to TU12, and Wave 2 of the PTS started last Friday. it looks like there's been a lot of feedback. Yannick, Trick, you've been trawling through all of that, I suppose. How's that process been for you?
Well, it's interesting as usual. I mean, it's great to have the PTS and be able to get some feedback. But it's always just a matter of measuring what we can take for when the update needs to come out, and then what we need to take with us for the future. But yeah, I think T12 is shaping up to be a really exciting update.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm really excited about it. I loved all the feedback we got, and some of the recommendations, and watching somebody just clean house with the Scorpio in its first iteration.
We'll be talking a bit about that.
In the first iteration.
The first iteration, it cleaned house.
There were some things. Big questions of the day. People are asking me, what kind of tea is that? I have a lemon and ginger on the go. Trick, you might have a cup of something on the...
I did, although my cup is now sadly empty, even though it's got a great Pikachu on it. Holiday Pikachu. But it was a jasmine tea, I believe.
Lovely. What else we got? So I do want to highlight that it's not too late to give your feedback on the PTS. If you still have things you want to chat about, please make sure that you get that in. I think, do you know the time that this is all coming down in terms of people being able to access it?
The PTS? Yeah, it is down already.
Okay, it's already down.
It looks like it should be closed.
Yeah, I wanted to double check.
It closed in the afternoon.
Yeah, but the forums
afternoon,
aren't. So
our time. No.
Exactly. So please, it's never too late to give feedback.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, one of the things that I think we mention it now and then, but it's not like we close the PTS and the things that didn't change during the PTS or on day one of TU12 aren't still on the table. So if there is feedback that's still valuable feedback, it's valuable feedback regardless of the time that it's given or how long it takes to implement. So please keep it coming.
Also, like, one thing that came in really super late was that the challenges weren't incrementing for rogues. If you fought a rogue in the summit challenges weren't incrementing, and that came in way after our normal time, but we took a time to assess it and fix it. And so, like, we are definitely still watching those forums and still acting on what we find. And if it can't make it into the release for Tuesday, which would be very hard at this point, then it can get in the queue so that we can fix it broadly as quickly as we can.
Perfect. I do have a note here from Johan, who prepared the things to chat about today. He says, and I quote, on these changes / bug fixes to highlight, no need to cover everything. You can pick and choose from below. I'm like, no. We're doing all of it. Like, we're not. Why would we skip out on anything that we can talk about? I don't think chat wants me to skim the notes. Are there any objections to me going through all of them verbatim?
Let's do it.
Let's do the whole thing.
I can like poetry slam it nice and quickly if that's what people want. Yeah? No?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Chief Ford in chat objects.
No.
Objection.
No. I think majority wins here, so do it.
Objection.
People were also asking if this is a carrot pen. No, it's not. But I'm also on brand, and now I've just revealed that I steal stationery from the office. So, oh shit. There
This
you go.
is my pen.
Oh
Is
no,
everything
massive! I
backwards?
took a pen.
I have that pen too, actually, somewhere in here.
Right. Well, don't tell Paul Felt that we took his pens. Okay, I will start at the top. The PDR buffed damage to be more competitive within the assault rifle category. This applies to all PDR variants, including test subject and the capacitor. On that note, the exotic capacitor increased magazine size to 41 from 30, adjusted to be 40 stacks of 1.5% skill damage from 50 stacks of 1% skill damage. We've talked about some of this, so this is just a highlight.
Yeah, and that one's actually really useful because it means that you can build those stacks faster, and so it builds up to its maximum bonus really quickly now. It seems subtle, but it was actually a pretty big change as far as like the impact.
Yep. Also increased the weapon damage per skill tier to be 7.5 instead of 5%. With the Bighorn, the increased magazine size from 40 to 40 from 30, buffed the talent Big Game Hunter. So when scope switches to semi-automatic firing mode, dealing 450% weapon damage with each shot. Headshots grant plus 2% headshot damage stacks up to 50 times. Once at full stacks, 10 stacks decay every 4 seconds until all stacks have been removed. Headshots delay decaying of stacks. This change to how stacks decay should reward players who are able to continue getting headshots by allowing them to maintain their damage bonus because of their accuracy. So, not for me, because I'm very inaccurate.
I play with a controller, so it's not for me either.
All right. We did mention the Scorpio before, so Septic Shock, the talent on that has been adjusted. So shooting a target applies stacks of venom, which last for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. Trick, do you want to go into that a little bit?
Yes, the way that it works is so the debuff always lasts for 10 seconds, the venom lasts for 10 seconds, but the debuff actually has a varying duration. Originally, it was always the full 10 seconds as well, but that proved to be really powerful for people like using it as a sniper shotgun, because it was like, 10 seconds of poison, 10 seconds of disorient from like across a room. So the thing we did is we're now counting how many hit registrations there are on each target and applying the duration of the debuff only, of the poison, disorient, or shock. Its duration is whatever percentage of the pellets hit. So now if you want to get that full cluster of the maximum duration and the maximum effect, you have to be like right up upon the target, which, like, if you can lock up a rogue by being in kissing distance of them, good on you. You're brave. You can kill them. Congratulations. But otherwise, it was too powerful for turning it into your status application sniper shotgun, basically.
Yeah, I do also see New Musis saying this is last week's news. Yes, we're just trying to give a bit of an update on some of the things that happened in case people missed it. The duration of the status effects is based on percentage of pellets hits on the applying shot. We did talk about that. Just as a refresher, the PvE debuffs. So 1, poison, and then 3 for disorient, 6 for shock, and then 7, target takes 20% damage from all sources. And then for PvP, it goes up in numbers. So it's 2 for bleed, 4 for disrupt, 7 for ensnare, and then 8 for target taking damage, 20% damage from all sources. We did talk about that again last week. The optimization station cost, Trick, you were involved in this?
Yes. Yeah. I am the optimization station cost person, both in the income for the resources and the requirement, the cost inside of the store itself, inside of the station itself.
There was a lot of
so
feedback.
we looked at it.
Yeah,
there was a lot of feedback on it, and it is very expensive. Like, one of it's tuned right now so that it is still a better idea to try to recalibrate your exotics into, re-roll your exotics into being very close to the stats that you want, for example, and then using optimization to push them over. Or we don't ever want optimization to be a faster way of getting your max stats for all of your gear than going out and targeting loot for it. It should be the thing that you use to round off something that's very close, or to be like, oh, this is the gun that got the perfect rolls. These have the exact stats on it I want. It's got exactly the talent that I want on it. I don't mind that it's at 50%. I'm willing to sink 8 or 10 hours to get this to become the perfect gun, even though its rolls were very low power. And that's the intent for it, because otherwise, if it's too cheap, then the loot doesn't matter anymore, and the re-rolling your exotics doesn't matter anymore, and a bunch of the economy of the game just kind of disappears. But it's still in an achievable range. You can get things faster during the course of a season as well, because the optimization cache exists both on the season track inside of every one of the leagues, on the global events, which is now something you can repeatedly purchase, because the global events, you now earn stars as you play inside of them and can spend those on a global event store, and you can buy the optimization cache in there. So you can get much faster than sort of the experience that you're getting on PTS.
Okay. That's very good that we have that information out there now. I'm just reading chat. I see some people asking, Inferno40, asking to see those apparel items. We do have those coming up in the stream very soon, so please hold tight on that. If we do see any further questions that people have about the optimization station, please drop them in chat, and if we have a chance to answer those, we will come back to it.
Yes, I can't see chat, so you'll have to surface that to me.
Okay, all right.
No, but well, I think one thing to say about the optimization cost is that, as Trick mentioned, like there are sources of materials that you couldn't get on the PTS because the season was not active, and you get some from seasons, for example. So it's very hard to judge the rate at which you acquire it from just the PTS. So I think the approach we have is, and also actually we didn't get so much data on the PTS on how much people used optimization and how long does it take and all of that, because one, part of the sources are missing, and two, because people just engage quickly just to see how it works, but not necessarily, of course, you're not going to spend 20 hours using the optimization on the PTS. So if you see that we are not making drastic changes there, that doesn't mean we don't want to change it ever. It's just that we want to take the time to see how it pans out once it's actually on the game, and then make decision based on that.
Oh, and one thing that I will say, something that you did see on the PTS, but maybe wasn't very obvious, is that like the shade the shade calibration material, the one that's hardest to get that comes from the projects, you can craft that, and that crafted packet of them is essentially expected to be a majority of where you get that from. So that is why. So you need to keep an eye out once the patch is live. Get that blueprint by doing your control points in your projects and start syncing the tier 3 materials into them, the electronics, titanium, and yep, there's a third one.
Yep.
I remember it. I do this.
There you go. I'm just a little bit distracted by chat because what we have coming up next, unless you want to talk about Optimization Station more.
I'm good. Okay. I'm solid.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people have been asking about Codename Nightmare and a few other things. I hear that you might have an update for us on what's happening there.
Yeah, I do, and this is not a reveal of Codename Nightmare. It will have to remain a secret. But yeah, there's an update we wanted to share with everyone to be transparent. And for those of you who don't remember, Codename Nightmare was teased at the Ubisoft Forward in September. We had the trailer for the summit, and then at the end there was a small tease of Codename Nightmare, and we said that would be a unique experience that would take place in a repurposed Candy College. That was our intention, but it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for everyone. It's been a tough year for us as well. And some of the consequences of that is that we've had to make changes in our plan, and we decided to refocus Codename Nightmare on apparel only. Okay. So what that means is that Codename Nightmare will be a really unique apparel event with a few additional elements, but it's going to be a collection of really cool looking unique outfits that you will be getting to unlock during season 4.
Okay. All right, but okay, that's probably let's call that the bad news. You do have
That's
something.
The bad news.
What do you got for me? Because I hear you might have some good news as well.
But yeah, so this will be released with an update that will be deploying halfway through season 4. So title update 12.1 that will come out on February 2nd. I'm saying the date right now because you will be able to see it on the season track as soon as season 4 starts anyway. You will see when Codename Nightmare starts. Okay. The good news is this is a patch. And when we patch the game, we get to deploy things and we get to change things. And one thing that the console community has been very vocal about is getting improvements for next gen or for new gen, because it's not next anymore, it's out. So we've heard that, and we've actually done some work. And basically, with that update on February 2nd, we will unlock the frame rate on the new gen console, PS5 and Xbox Series X, to 60 FPS. So you will be able to play The Division 2 on 4K 60 FPS on the new consoles.
Thank you. Okay, now it's out there.
I hear it is silky smooth and beautiful, and I still haven't seen it myself because I don't have a PS5.
Okay, you say 60 FPS. Are we talking 60 FPS at 4K, or can we not confirm about, like, is it 4K 60?
It is 4K 60 FPS, yes.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Nice, because we'd talked about that it would be running the same build and that sort of thing, and
Yeah, so I mean the backstory is initially the game is backwards compatible. That's what we've said. So that means that the consoles can run the game, but there had been very minimum work to try to make use of the new hardware. So now what we've done is we've just made sure to unlock the capacity of the new consoles. So it is not an upgrade, as in like we haven't made an optimization pass on the game. It's just we've allowed all the memory and all the thing that is available, all the new hardware of the consoles to actually be used by the game, and therefore that means that the frame rate, of course, improves drastically.
And I assume, I mean, this is just my assumption, but Zilla 1954 was bringing it up, like Xbox to Xbox Series S isn't considered crossplay. It's just the same platform, correct? Like it's not.
Yeah.
Like you will be able to play with everyone on Xbox, regardless of what type of Xbox they're playing on, as long as the Division supports it. As long as the Division is supported on the Xbox.
Yes, it's cross generation and cross, but as long as you're on the same. So if you're on Xbox One or Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S, you can play all together. You cannot play with a PlayStation player, of course. And I said Xbox Series X, but that's Series S as well.
Yep. Great. There was a question, Macratius asking Xbox Series S at 60 FPS or just the Series X?
Not Series S also.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it should be both. Yeah.
And these Microsoft naming conventions. Okay.
I cannot believe them, honestly.
We love you, Microsoft, but please. Okay, we want to go into season 4 because that's I mean, it's Fallout. You know, yes. Season four is season 4. But let's head into that because there's some cool stuff to show. So, what do we got coming up in season 4? Trek, do you want to take us through it a little bit? Actually, Yannick, do you have any narrative preamble that you can give us on this?
Yes.
Well, I mean, season 4 is exciting because, as you said, and apologies, we didn't put a spoiler disclaimer here. So if you haven't played Warlords of New York, mute now. But yes, season 4 is the return of Fela, and you are going to go after her. So this is probably one of the most interesting seasons this year because we're going to dive much deeper into the motivation and explain what happened there. Why did she go rogue, and what is she up to? So
it's totally
it's
fine.
gonna be. It is.
No problem.
It is gonna be, it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm also really excited because like Circe and Kestrel are actually both pre-existing characters that you can be familiar with. Kestrel is one of the Sokolovs. Circe is another character that is recognizable. I'm super excited to be getting like deep into it.
Yeah. But it is like if you've been paying attention to the story of season 3, you'll see there's a lot of connections there. I don't want to say too much on season 3 because some people may not have finished it yet. There's still 1 week to do that. But yes, if you haven't paid attention to the collectibles, I'd suggest you do because you should be able to start piecing things together when season 4 starts.
Nice. It is also worth noting, I don't know if that previous image had it, but we are starting season 4 next week on Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
So that's coming pretty soon.
I'm very excited about it. We've been prepping this a long time.
Yeah. Cool. So you can relax this weekend, but after that, it's all on for season 4.
I don't know. Like I tend to actually be like the most tense the before it comes out. Like the weekend it does come out, I get to go play the manhunt and actually play the game as part of my job to make certain that everything's like working like I expect it to. But I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very, very cool. I hear there's a new global event.
There is. So we have a new global event. It will be the first global event of the season, so it'll be on the 3rd week of the season. It's called Golden Bullet. The concept behind it came from playing too much Virtua Cop and Time Crisis growing up. And so the core concept is that one enemy inside of every fire team occasionally, approximately every 10 seconds, will get a little icon over their head where they're loading the golden bullet. And that will, if it fills all the way up, they get like this bright laser sight. And if they start shooting, they're going to deal a ton of extra damage. So it's sort of a message of you need to bait them to shoot so that they will consume the golden bullet, but then you don't want to be hit by it because it will ruin your day. However, if you defeat that enemy who has the golden bullet or who is building it, you get it. And for 3 to 5 seconds, you get to basically just have a murder machine gun. It instantly reloads your gun, if I remember correctly. You do a bunch of extra damage. It speeds up your rate of fire. And it will automatically refresh if you get a kill during the course of the golden bullet. So what you have to do is like, oh, I see that that person is doing it. Can I get into a position to take them out? Okay, I've taken them out. Now I'll just all of their friends at once if I can. It's sort of the reverse of Guardians. It's the inverse of Guardians. You want, sometimes you're just going to be playing cautiously and you'll be like, golden bullet person's over there. I'm going to be over here, and everything's going to be fine. We'll be at peace. It's real solid. I like it a lot.
You know, that sounds like a lot of fun. There's also a new directive called Rages. What are we just going to a party or something? Like I don't.
Ragers is whenever you kill an enemy, the enemies near them get mad at you, and if they fill up
like they weren't before.
Yeah, they weren't mad before. They're mad now, and so if they get angry enough, they will become enraged, and that will give them an overheal, and that will actually start their rage stacks will start draining. I think the rage stacks are draining all of the time, but if they have become enraged, they will have that overheal meter, those extra hit points, until their rage meter depletes. However, if you kill someone who's enraged, everyone becomes scared of you because you murdered the angry guy, and they all lose all of their rage.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of fun. It's a little bit of like balancing their gauges if you feel like it, but it's also a little bit of like there was this joke about martial arts movies when I was growing up of the final ninja who is way tougher than all of the other ninjas because they're the last one, and Ragers basically makes that happen.
Cool. I'm into it. Someone was already asking if we have any video footage of these things. We don't in today's stream, but in future streams, I'm definitely keen to show that off. We also did mention in previous streams that there is a global event vendor now coming in season 4. Do you want to remind the people what is happening there?
Yeah, so currently in the global event that is running right now, Guardians, in your game today, you can only get stars in the global event by completing the challenges that become available every day, and earning those stars gets you one of 10 rewards. You know, they get you a succession of 10 rewards. That succession of 10 rewards continues, except now, if you have a global event active, every star that you earn, you may also spend inside of a shop. And you get a star for every time that you level up while the global event is active. Which compounds with, when you complete challenges, you get a bunch of XP. I don't know if you knew. And that means that you are getting additional stars as well from that, because you're going to be leveling up every time you complete challenges. It does not impact your getting your 10 rewards on that track. That's sort of a milestone of how many stars have you gotten, results in the unlocking of those rewards. But in that global event shop is the season cash from that season, materials if you want them, the optimization cache, and exotic cache. I think the named item cache is in there. I can't remember now. But it's a bunch of the caches that you might want. Optimization cache being, of course, an obvious one right now, but also if you're re-rolling exotics, being able to just gain 20 levels and get another exotic cache is a real benefit.
Cool. All right. We also, next Tuesday, there's a lot coming. We are bringing back the Slayer.
Yes, that hat is that. Oh, it's all so amazing. It's so beautiful.
I love that it's just like a silver pen, a silver Sharpie. Someone's gone ham on their mask.
Yes.
Very, very cool. So that is going to be available next Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah, just because like I don't know if everyone knows of the holiday event, but it's gonna be similar to what we did last year, and so the idea is are we supposed to not explain how it works?
I think we can explain how it works. It's happened before.
I don't know. I didn't read
I don't know how to get the mask. Actually, I don't know how to do it. Tell me.
Yeah. So it's it's basically there's going to be a few rewards. There's going to be, if you log in during the event, you will get the Santa hat. So that's the hat on this visual that you had, the red Santa hat. It's the same as last year. So if you have it already, you're not going to get it a second time. But for people who missed it last year, that's another chance to get it. Then on top of that, for the duration of the event, what we call the hoarders, or the loot goblins, as we call them sometimes, will also be wearing a red hat. And if you kill them, you will be getting the Slayer, which is the named weapon, the holiday named weapon that shoots snowballs. But now it's a level 40 version of it. So for those of you that were looking for level 40 Slayer, well, now will be your chance to get it. But to add a bit more flavor, we've also added a new hunter mask to get. And that hunter mask you will get by defeating the hunter somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't mean to make it easy. I just don't know if I'm expected to say it or not.
Let's not say it. It'll be fine.
People will find it quickly. They always do. Okay.
It is not a new hunter.
Okay. There you go. Let's go over and take a look. I know people were asking, I did mention it before. We have a new apparel event coming, the Outguard event, starting on December 22nd, going until January 11th. Tactical is the flavor.
Yep. It's military, it's tactical. We know that there's always a demand for those. So it's we really wanted to go full on military with this one and really give some pretty cool military gear. So hopefully that's something that will get some people excited. I am really excited for that grizzly one, the one right in front, armored one. Looks really cool.
All right, well, we can start with that one then, because I also have some other shots of them. The grizzly, that's pretty dang cool. Yep. We also I have 3 more I can show off. So we have coyote as well.
I want the coyote outfit. That's the one I want.
And I'm not just being diplomatic here, but I think for me, it's either the hawk or mongoose. The mongoose I like, because then you look like one of those, oh my god, I forget the name. The dust people from Star Wars. The desert.
Oh, the Tusken Raiders?
The Tusken. You look like a bit like a Tusken Raider. Just
okay,
I don't know.
I can agree to
about
that.
The eyes. Sam Fisher. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I don't know why anyone would draw that comparison in this conversation. I don't see where that comes from.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm a bit Mandalorian obsessed at the moment. Like most. No, just me. It's a pretty good show.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched The Mandalorian yet?
I would have to pirate it, and I would never.
Okay. Schaefer Prime Tag. I'm gonna go away in a second, and I'll be back and for like the best thing in the world. But so yes, season 3. So the last Manhunt target and Prime Target Barden Schaefer are available to take down until the end of season 3. So there's also the Shrapnel Trap available for taking out Schaefer. Let's go over and just show that. So that's available now in game if you want to jump in and finish off that hunt. The Belfry League as well is in its 2nd week, so you can still get into that and earn those rewards that we've shown before. Trick, I'll let you explain the changes to the global event that's happening right now. We talked about the upcoming new global events, but the Guardians event started yesterday again?
Yes, started Tuesday. Tuesday morning for us.
All right, yes. So you can go in and play that. Trick, do you want to explain to the people at home some of the differences? I know in the gameplay that I captured today, it doesn't quite show off the changes, but it's useful to reference.
Yeah,
Right, I'll run that, and I'll be back in like 20 seconds while you explain to people what's happening.
So we did a major refactor of the way that Guardians works. So you still have the basic core principle of there is going to be a Guardian or two inside of every squad of enemies shooting there, and they protect all of the other members of the squad. And you can see the symbols over their head when they're in action. But we made some major changes to that buff that you can see the yellow buff on the arm of the player here. So the way when you have that buff now, you can punch through shields. So all you have to do is kill any one guardian, and now you can just shoot through the shields on any enemy. Anytime you kill an enemy while that buff is active, it will renew its duration. So you can actually keep that chain going, and thus essentially allow you to bypass all of the shields and defenses of enemy units. We also made a couple of other changes. So previously, if you came across a protected enemy and you meleeed them, you could cause them to become disoriented by meleeing them. But generally, that wasn't providing you the time you needed to really react to them. Generally, you'd be faced with a rusher or an assault who'd gotten very close to you, and that wasn't going to be enough to save you. So now that will actually temporarily remove their protection for the whole duration of that disorient, and actually a little bit longer. So now you can punch somebody, take their shields off of them, and then shoot and defeat them. In addition, if reinforcements come in to reinforce enemies, they can get their protection back if one of those reinforcements is a guardian. But we did change how long it takes them to get that protection back based on their veterancy. So a red bar enemy, if they are going to get reinitialized, I think it's a whole 30 seconds before they'll get their buff. Baby Yoda! The child. But a named enemy will take, I think, only 6 seconds to get their protection back. So that window will be very short on them. So you should lay into them while you can, or get into a strong position to actually take out the guardian, the new guardian that is spawned. But my personal anecdote is that I was able to beat my group time in the Belfry League solo this week. That without doing a major retinkering of my build. And so now Guardians, because of that buff and because that buff can punch through the shields, is a very significant increase in your overall DPS, essentially, as long as you do a little bit of the whack-a-mole of getting the Guardians in time.
Yeah.
Because that rate of fire buff you get from defeating a Guardian is very significant.
Yeah, it's bonkers. You see it in the footage when I was pulling out the LMG. I was like, holy crap. That's
yeah,
crazy.
If you don't like having LMG bullets, you could put the Bullet King on and you could just say goodbye to your entire supply.
Yeah, there you go. I also, chat, did you see? Because you complain a lot that sometimes we don't capture those things on heroic, and I did that for you. Come on.
Wow.
Come on. There you go. All right. What else do we have to go through today? I mean, if there are any questions that you see, Yannick in chat, please jump on those. So I'm seeing here as well. So this is from Johan. He's saying that State of the Game will be back in early 2021. Is this the last one for the year?
Oh no! I guess
Apparently.
That's
apparently
that's
I read that.
That's what I'm seeing. So again, stay tuned on Twitter for all those news. I thought we had more this year. Now I feel bad. Now I'm kind of sad.
I should have hung Christmas lights behind me. I now realize I should have leaned into this whole thing.
Yeah.
DJ Vortex is asking anything new for the summit. We have some new things coming into Tier 12. They were on the PTS, so nothing new on top of the PTS. But if you haven't played or followed PTS, we have commendations on the summit now, and we also have challenges that you can do that will give you extra rewards. So there's some new things with the summit.
Yeah, and that is actually the way to get the capacitor exotic, is by completing 5 challenges inside of the summit.
Well, I do also want to remind people that the next gen upgrade is coming with 12.1. So not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have what was the date again for that, Yannick? Did you have a date locked in?
February 2nd, right?
February 2nd is what we're targeting.
I imagine that we'll see people before February 2nd, but I'm not sure. So Johan will have that news and keep an eye on Twitter for that.
It is, February 2nd is the date for, Codename Nightmare and the next-gen frame rate unlock.
Perfect. I do want to head over because we have some agent highlights to touch on before we wrap things up. We have a couple of really cool ones. So we have this here from Captain CEST.
It's such a good shot.
Really cool photo. So I don't know who took the photo, and sorry that I can't credit whoever is the photography genius behind this, but that is dramatic and super cool. So head over. You can see the Twitter handle there. Go over and throw a follow and say good job on a crazy good cosplay there. Well done. I also have another one from Hype and Space over on Reddit. Another cool piece of art. I'm a fan, particularly of the hairstyle. So please.
Yeah, I wish that hairstyle looks like a good one to put in game, and I don't think it is. But I would like it.
I know you're not a character artist, but somehow, please make it happen.
It's true. That chess piece is really good because I think that is actually a real one from the game. I think I was just when I was costuming my prom got interrupted agent. That was one of the chess pieces I was looking at, I think.
I like it. Big fan. I do have another one here. So Joe over on Twitter has been throwing these awesome photos at me, and I didn't have a better way to capture them. I didn't tell anyone I was going to do this, but it's super wholesome, so I'm glad I captured a little video. But Joe has all these awesome pictures of his dog Piper, who is now a division star with Piper's wooden stick. I love it. And
this is incredible.
Sorry, that's so good. So like Joe's saying, Piper dog is best dog. Really great stuff, Joe.
Oh, the bark zone. Oh my god.
The bark zone. You caught that? But
I saw that. Oh, that's very good.
That's Piper there. Best dog confirmed. I love it. Thanks for
11 out of 10.
Yeah, thanks for sending those in. I know you were wondering when's Piper gonna get airtime. So I'm glad I managed to capture a little video of that because awesome. Love me some doggo content.
So if I can just go back to, I see questions in chat about Codename Nightmare, so I just want to clarify to make sure, in case it's unclear. But basically what that means, what I talked about earlier means, is that Codename Nightmare had a gameplay element, as we said, a unique gameplay experience in a repurposed community college, and was going to come together with an apparel event. The repurposed community college gameplay experience is what we are not doing. So this will not be happening, but the apparel event will still be here. And we've been able to take a few extra rewards we're working on for the gameplay part and hook them up as well. So there's going to be a bunch of new apparel items to unlock.
Yep. Perfect. We'll hang out for a couple more seconds here before we head off. Yannick, if there's anything else you want to see. Elstrife, any explanation as to why? And people are asking, what is it? That's not something we're talking about today. I don't know if that's going to be on the cards, but these things happen.
It's, as I said, it's, a casualty of a tough year.
Yep.
I have been visited by a guest star, and I'm going to try to coax her onto the camera because it is going to be the last state of the game for the year, so I have to do it.
Please. I'm here for the cat content as well. Hello.
I've brought cat content. Pixie, say hello.
Cute.
Hello. Hi, it's Pixie. She says hello. Okay, this is a lot. Oh, she's not liking this. Okay, bye.
Watch Trick get mauled live on stream.
Live on Twitch. Smash that like button. My final words on my tombstone.
Yes. That is going to wrap up, I think, our stream for today. There's a lot coming. Tuesday is the next touchstone for players of the division if you want to get into some new stuff. Season 4 is starting. What else is coming on Tuesday?
We have optimization. We have a bunch of changes. We have the increase of inventory size, the pick up the turret. There's a lot of
It's a lot of new gear.
The
we've
new
talked
brand,
about.
Empress International.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we have
The gear mods filtering, which I'm really excited about because going through your gear mods is complicated.
It's a lot.
The apparel event starts on the 22nd, so there's December's got a lot of stuff coming, and we will be back. Johan tells me early next year with more State of the Game streams. That doesn't mean that we're off. So do give your feedback on the forums. Make sure that you keeping an eye on our Twitter and all that sort of stuff, because there will be that's the place to go for all of the latest news. That's going to be State of the Game for 2020. Wow, I can't believe
Goodness.
We've been doing this from home since March, and it's again not ideal, but it is what it is, and I'm glad we've been able to do it, because I remember back when this started, we were like, I guess maybe we don't do State of the Game.
Yep.
But somehow
I'm glad we've done it. It's
remember those
been good.
conversations.
Yeah. No. So thank you, everyone in the community, for your patience with what has been a really strange year, particularly in terms of State of the Game, especially for me. It's been cool that you have an understanding that this isn't probably how we would want to do it, but we would rather do it than not. So thanks, everyone, for supporting how we have made this happen.
Pressuring me into buying a webcam.
Yeah, look, you look beautiful. If nothing else, 2020 was the year Yannick got a webcam. So
I actually got two, but the first one was
so
terrible.
bad. We didn't even
Couldn't
use it. Yannick was like, "Hey, can we do a test?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I would." That's so bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think this means that this just means that next year's final State of the Game needs to have streamers, Christmas lights, maybe some champagne, if that's in everyone's diet. I think we've just got to go extra all out for State of the Game next year, so that we can have really make up for doing it from home this time.
Yeah, I can't wait till the world hopefully gets back to normal and we can actually see each other again, and then we can produce streams for real,
Yes.
rather than people having to deal with my home stuff. All right, thanks everyone. I hope everyone stays safe over the holidays. Please take care of yourselves and all of your people that are in your bubble. Wear a mask, because that's what you should be doing. If you've learned anything from The Division, just wear a mask. It's a good idea. And it looks like maybe we'll be turning a corner soon. So take care of each other, take care of yourself, and we will see you all next year. Enjoy the game, Season 4, starting next week. Take it easy, everyone. We'll see you soon. All right.
Bye.
See you.